I bought the original YouTube.com. Seriously. So how did I do that, you might ask? Well, basically, it goes like this. The first ever YouTube website was being sold on Craigslist, but it was originally posted on Craigslist and taken down and moved to eBay for a whopping cost of $299. So, this was the first ever YouTube website URL to exist, and it was purchased by the original team to create YouTube right after they left PayPal to do it. And they did this kind of like as a secondary URL to redirect to YouTube.com after YouTube.com was purchased. But YouTube was bought by Google in 2006 for some fat stacks. So the original website URL was basically useless because it just redirected now to the Google-owned YouTube.com. The URL utune.com was left dormant with the entire YouTube website just copied and pasted on there as a backup, just in case youtube.com would end up not working out. But since Google didn't need it, they pretty much just left it sitting there doing nothing. And supposedly the original owners of YouTube just gave it away for free because there was no use for it anymore. They had enough money for themselves. But in 2013, someone bought the domain from the registration website for an unknown amount of money, and they decided to go and do the same thing and recreate all of YouTube on this website URL once again. But according to this eBay description, the site wasn't receiving any traffic for obvious reasons, and it was basically impossible to find it in any search result. It wouldn't just show YouTube first. And there's no real reason to have just a clone of YouTube going on. It was generating no money at all, so they couldn't afford to host it, and they decided to just give it away for a whopping cost of $300. Now, for whatever reason on Craigslist, the original listing was taken down, so I bought it on eBay, which means I technically own this website, www.utune.com. It's some kind of ancient version of YouTube, so after the registration runs out, in whatever time in the next like 30 days, this website is going to basically just be a blank page again, unless I decide to do something interesting with it. But in the meantime, let's check it out. This is pretty much YouTube's long-lost orphan sibling. Its daddy literally never came back from the store. Google was too busy making Google Plus or something. No one ever cared about it, but yet someone decided to put in the work to build the whole thing all over again. As you can see, here it is, the YouTube homepage, and it's an instant flash to the past. And you have everything you ever want here. And it's kind of just like the normal YouTube, except, you know, it's still running off of YouTube's uploading servers, even after all this time. So people can still find this website and actually upload videos to it. But you'll be quick to notice that the videos on here are quite a substantial bit, well, due to the less traffic to this website, you won't be seeing exactly too many views on each video. You're not going to be getting too many viral bangers. But as you can see, basically it's the same exact thing. You could sign in, you can make an account. As a matter of fact, I have not even made an account yet. And since I basically own this website now, I own the original YouTube after this $300 payment, I'm going to make an account right now. I'm gonna make my username, you know, why not, like, just make it like Rick Astley, since there is no actual Rick Astley on here yet. And might as well introduce the world to my music. And you could even, like, search things up, and there's so much, like, less traffic and so many less users of this website. So even, like, searching up, like, most basic things, like just, Minecraft, you won't see too many results. You only just see a couple videos with 45 views, but they were uploaded fairly recently, and that you could actually be verified on this website. Hold on, where's my verification check mark? And looking at some of the channels here, you could, this is what it looks like to basically have a channel on here. You even have like the top channels. Apparently this is the top channel of this website. Currently, this is pretty much the top you're getting. You even have YouTube Spotlight still on here. And there is a total of 110 subscribers to YouTube Spotlight on here. So let it just sink in that up to a certain point, basically, like, this was all of YouTube being updated, like, according to the actual website, up until about 2013, and then all of a sudden, like, this website was dormant, and now nobody uses it, essentially. Utune.com. Could you imagine what would have happened if that name were to have stuck? Instead of just YouTube, you would have ended up with Utune. Oh, go YouTube it. You go Utune it. Not YouTube, Utune. And as you can see, like, all the videos are actually working. They're playable videos, and they have two. That's what they have. It's looking like it's a raging community growing on here, for sure. And, you know, this is basically just YouTube, except just completely abandoned in 2013 without anyone using it. So, if you'd imagine what YouTube would look like in the midst of an apocalypse, this would be just about it in 2013. So, that's basically the ins and outs of it. The only problem with all of this, now that we've revealed this whole thing to the world, is that I just bought the URL, not the content. So, but I might just turn it into a Rickroll page. And even if you search up, like, never gonna give you up, like, oh my god, it's not even on there. That's how you know that you took a wrong turn. If you somehow end up on this website, well, I don't know if you're just extremely special in a good way or in a bad way. So basically, I was able to get even more info from this person who owns this while completing the ownership transfer, and he said that the site was actually technically older than YouTube. So it was originally going to be a place to find dates. So a dating website. Nice. Well, I'm glad they decided that was too lame. And fortunately, that means I'm here to talk about it. So Utune.com, what would have been YouTube, now belongs to me. And there's also all kinds of, like, replicas and recreations. I believe one of the recreations of this whole thing was Sub Rocks, but that was taken down. I guess they couldn't handle paying for it, I guess. The same reason, essentially. It's kind of hard to run YouTube, basically, with all the functions of YouTube, when literally no one's on it. So anyways, that's pretty much this video. I thought it was pretty interesting. I thought it would be pretty cool to just snatch up this URL for a cheap price so I can make a video about it. And now I own the original YouTube website URL. So with all that being said, thanks for watching. If you want to tune into more random interesting things you'll never expect on this channel, go ahead and go 2 inches below this screen and go make the red subscribe button gray. And you also get 10 years of good luck by doing that. My name is Dallas, aka Infurness. Thanks for watching this episode of the Thetekkitrealm, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.